Christmas shopping to people traveling from different provinces. Unfortunately, this period is notorious for the increase in road accidents, crime incidents, and as a result, a surge in motor, household and personal insurance claims. To discuss how one can best insure themselves during this time, Executive Head at Everything.Insure, Mishaya Chitia, joins me now to give us more details. Thank you so much for your time. Just first of all, a lot of people's concern is leaving their homes, right, and going on holiday. There's load shedding now, and they don't know if they'll come back and everything they left in their house will still be there. What's your advice around that?
Hi, Maseko. I think the main thing is to make sure that you have your insurance in order, that all your belongings are adequately covered. And then with load shedding, I think the best thing to do would be to make sure that you have emptied fridges and freezers in the event that you don't have an inverter and the power goes out for a long time. And making sure that your cars are covered if you're not taking them with you, etc.
Yeah. All right. So now when it comes to, the small print, the fine print in insurance policies, what should people look out for before they sign on that dotted line, especially, for their cover when it comes to this particular period? I don't know if there's a difference.
So there isn't really a difference between cover every other part of the year in December. Yeah. I think there's a lot of fraud that happens in December, so most insurance companies don't allow you to take out new cover in December. If you've never been insured before, they generally won't take you on in December because lots of people take insurance, claim in January to cover their January bills, and there's a lot of fraud in that space. But other than that, there isn't a difference in cover. So I think it's just making sure that you add to your cover for any bigger items that you buy over December that wouldn't normally be included in your cover.
What if a person has just bought a house at the moment and now they're looking for cover and they're not looking to pay their January woes with their cover, but it's plainly because they've become a new home owner or a new car owner?
Yeah, I think each insurance company will be looking out for the general fraud. So if you buy a car in December or buy a house, then there would be exceptions made, obviously. And if you've been previously insured and you're moving from one insurer to another, then that doesn't count as new insurance. But each case is looked at individually. And then another thing that you should be looking out for is things like your excess. So it's not exactly in the fine print, but a lot of people take large excesses to try and bring the insurance premium down. And it's not unique to December, but in the event that something gets stolen or you have a car accident, you now have this big excess that you didn't account for paying. So you need to factor that in when you're deciding on your excess.
Yeah, that's always the myth, right? People feel as though, look, I should get, something cheaper and then access will be more. And I think people, generally think that because they're thinking about the monthly repayment and they're thinking nothing's going to happen that will get me to the point of having to have this lump sum of money.
Absolutely. I think what people need to understand is the excess that you're paying, basically you are self-insuring for a period, for a portion, and then the insurance company kicks in afterwards. So whatever you choose, if you choose an excess of 5,000 Rand, you are saying that any losses up to 5,000 Rand, I'll cover myself. Anything above that, then you pay for. So there's some people who take excesses of 20, 30, 100,000 Rand. That means that if your cell phone gets stolen and you have a 25,000 Rand excess, you can't actually claim on it because this cell phone is 25,000 Rand. Or I saw an article recently of somebody who had an excess of 125,000 Rand and their car got written off and their car was only worth 150,000 Rand and they got paid out 25,000 Rand and they were very surprised and shocked. So it's really important to choose an excess that you can actually afford.
And I guess also what's important, Mishaya, is the fact that at this point, because accidents happen so often during this period and the Easter period, this is when you should make sure that you are comprehensively covered for your vehicle so that it does get replaced if you're involved, God forbidden, of course, in a very bad accident, or at least that you've insured your life just in case you also, again, hopefully not, lose your life during this period.
Absolutely. I think things like funeral cover are really important, life insurance, as you mentioned, adequate medical insurance or medical aid. And then even when you're insuring your car, if your car is financed and is in the early stages of finance, an important top up on your insurance to have is something called credit shortfall insurance.
Yeah.
So if your car gets written off, the insurance company is going to pay you the retail value of your car. That may be less than what you owe the bank because of interest. And therefore, you'll be sitting with a gap that you'll be owing to the bank. So credit shortfall will cover that gap. So it's important to make sure you take that.
Mashea, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully those who are listening to you and I actually take the heed and make those calls. Very important. Mashea Chetia, she's the executive head at Everything.Insure.